I'm back. Rodrance for Black and White Network. If you're new to the channel, make sure you hit subscribe. And as always, we appreciate you guys watching. I've said in the past, even though I am a conservative, I am a Bill Maher fan, and I have been for years. Now, if you haven't watched Politically Incorrect, I mean, I've been watching him, 25 years probably. And while we don't align politically, it seems Bill Maher is aligning himself closer to my side than he is his side these days. And now he's come out, last night was real time, he's come out and done the unthinkable to Democrats. He's criticized Joe Biden. And a hush comes over the room. Now, Bill Maher knows the Democrats are steamrolling towards getting their asses drug in the election. In the 2022 election, and now, of course, they don't have Twitter, the woke Twitter mob. There is a more level playing field starting to show up a little bit, and Bill Maher has come out, and he's hammered Joe Biden about one issue that Democrats just effing ignore every day. It's a lead story. Every time I watch Newsmax or Fox News or whatever, it's immigration. It's immigration, plain and simple. You know, we had a Texas guard guy die trying to save two people that were coming across, and my God, they were both drug dealers, for crying out loud. I mean, absolutely ridiculous, and this seems to be a point that Joe Biden and his administration just wants to ignore. I mean, just ignore, like nothing to see here, please move along, like fentanyl's not coming in or any of that sort of thing. Well, Bill Maher came out and he hammered Biden last night. When is Biden going to understand that immigration is a big deal? And he's going to bring something up, and it's absolutely happened. It's already happened. I remember an interview out in Iowa where all these former Democrats had actually migrated over to vote for Trump because of one issue and one issue only. It seemed the Democrats didn't give a shit about people in rural America or working America anymore. Remember, that was supposed to be their thing 40 years ago. I guess not. Real-time host Bill Maher urged President Biden on Friday to take issue of immigration seriously going into the 2022 midterm elections. Joe Biden famously used the phrase, big effing deal. When is he going to understand this is a big effing deal? Maher wondered during a panel discussion Friday night. Maher pointed to France's presidential election this week where Emmanuel Macron handily beat Marine Le Pen, whose popularity soared since she last ran in 2017. Quote, this is the same issue as Brexit in England. This is the same issue was Trump voters in America, Maher said. And you know, working class voters feel like they've been ignored and abandoned. But that is a reasonable argument that there's this elitist group that's running the world that's left us behind. Former Senator Doug Jones, Democrat Alabama, responded by saying Democrats have, quote, lost their way. And when it comes to mainstream America, instead of appealing to urban groups and coalitions, well, and that is absolutely a problem. The Democrats have wrapped their loving arms around all these radicalized groups. And look, working class people can't relate to any of that, nor do they really give a shit about that. Just being real, they care about inflation's too high, gas is too high, I'm trying to put food on the table, but the cost of food skyrocketing. That's the kind of thing real Americans care about, and I can tell you right now, Democrats are completely lost on that. They're completely lost. They've lost the working class citizen. It's over. It's a wrap. They have lost their way talking about to rural America, to folks on Main Street. We have got to get back to give them this message. You talk about inflation, and all we need to be talking to those folks to say, look, we are working, we're doing things, we're releasing oil, we're doing this. The feds, they're doing that. Well, they're not releasing oil. I mean, plain and simple, not from us anyway. We've got to get that message out to folks, and we can't do it in a way that is simply like Republicans are bad and Democrats are good. We've got to talk about issues. We've got to be talking about them and then say, oh, by the way, let me introduce you to this Democratic candidate who believes in everything that you talk about. The problem is, and I can tell you right now, before we go much further, working class Americans don't trust Democrats anymore, and I don't know that they're ever going to again. I mean, I'm just being real now that we have seen where some of the priorities lie. I just don't know how Democrats are going to win the working class vote back. Jones recalled his 2017 Senate race in Alabama where tribalism plagued voters. He said he was concerned whether he was a Democrat or a Republican versus what he had campaigned on. They didn't give a damn about what I was talking about, or they didn't ask me, what's your purpose? What are you going to do? And it's because Democrats were not talking to folks like that, Jones told Maher. We've lost them. We play a lot of politics with different groups. We are an inclusive party. We believe in equality for everybody. And that includes the farmer that is putting food on the table, includes the electrician that's doing work there. It includes doctor's assistants, not just a doctor. And I think Democrats have got to do a good job, a better job of getting back to that. Last year, Maher railed against Democrats for not having a plan to address the ongoing migrant crisis at the U.S. border. Quote, what are we going to do about the border, Maher asked in October. I feel like this is Democrats' version of health care for Republicans. The issue they don't really address. They don't really seem to have a plan for it, and always is their Achilles heel come election time. And it is what propelled Trump, in part, to the presidency in 2016, making the case to working class voters, many of them white, that immigration levels need to be lower. Both legal and undocumented workers, guest Robert Costa of Washington Post added. And you see now in 2022, that's going to be a major issue for Republicans. Maher read a quote, if you open borders, my God, there's a lot of poverty in this world and you're going to have people all over the world. I don't think that's something we can do at this point. The host initially attributed the quote to former President Donald Trump, but then revealed it was actually Senator Bernie Sanders. Canada is much more right on immigration. You have to have a skill. That's mostly what it's based on. Ours is mostly based on family, Maher added. And it's odd because we can't find enough workers in this country. It is a major, major issue, I can tell you right now, for Republicans, especially here in Texas. You know, down south, they're just getting flooded right now with migrants coming over. Crime is going up down there in South Texas. And look, they're floating up here. 5, 6, 7 hours north. They're starting to come into here, and things, you know, you're having more and more little crimes here and crimes there. Drugs are kind of escalating. Look, our law enforcement and our sheriffs, they do a great job of controlling that and trying to keep it contained, obviously. But in reference back to the working class and immigration, the working class absolutely cares about immigration. That's a priority. That's a thing. Why? Because of the fentanyl and the drug aspect. That's massive. Plus, plain and simple, look, rural people will work hard jobs. And a lot of those people are coming up here and taking those jobs. I mean, rural people are not afraid of hard work. They're not. And if you can't find a job and you look over and somebody's employing an illegal immigrant, the first thing you're thinking is, really, I needed work. You know, I mean, that's a thing. Don't think it's not. Bill Maher is coming out and criticizing Democrats once again. I've got another Bill Maher video coming. It reminds me of the chart that Elon Musk just put out the other day about people being in the center and the left being way over here, and that's what Bill Maher's tried to get across. There's a lot of people like that. Look, Trump got a shit ton of crossover votes. And that's why everybody had such a hard time accepting certain things, because we knew a lot of Democrats left the Democratic Party and voted for Trump. And that's what seems so odd about so much that has happened. Tell me what you think Black and White Network fans. Peace. I'm out. Till next time.